This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one-of-its-kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sfurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
तो नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, वड़कम, वेलकम. आप सभी का भारत एफएम के इस कार्यक्रम में, जिसका के नाम है रूबरू, नो योर आरजे, में तहे दिल से स्वागत है. और मैं हूं आपका दोस्त और आपका होस्ट आशीष झा. तो आज हम जिनसे रूबरू हो रहे हैं उनका नाम है नयना सहस्रबुद्धे. Naina is a finance and IT professional and has been in Cincinnati for the last 13 years. She was brought up in Hindustan Aeronautics Township, Nasik, and cherishes the fond memories from her hometown, the HAL Township. She has been actively engaged in sports and extracurricular activities along with academics since childhood. Food and music have been her interest right from young age. She loves reading, but finds less time now for that. Her career in sales and by virtue of volunteering with different organizations presented her the opportunity to interact with different people and really consider that as a valuable experience and a great learning opportunity. She is an avid fan of Indian cricket and loves to travel with family and friends. In the last year, she has taken to gardening and is enjoying it. She values the opportunity of being a RJ at Bharat FM, which allows her to stay in touch with Indian music as well as to be a part of this awesome group of passionate people. So with that, I would like to welcome Nayana Sahasrabudhe. Hello, Nayana.
Hey, hi, Ashish. Thank you so much for having me on Ruburu today.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today on Ruburu and agreeing to share your story, not just with us, but to the rest of the world. So thank you very much. So,
you know what? On Monday, I was listening to Varsha's program and she said something about you and Mayank Bhai. So she said, Mayank Bhai, he takes interviews of all those stars and aap jinka interview lete hai, wo star ban jate hai. So it's a privilege to be on this show with you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nayana. All right. So without any further ado, let's get started with this program. So as we do, first tell us about your childhood. Where were you born and how was your childhood?
So yes, I was born in Pune because my mom is from Pune and my dad is from Jabalpur. However, I grew up in Nasik, and for the first few years I was in proper Nasik, and then I moved to the HAL Township, and until my graduation, I just kept changing buildings in the same complex. So that is where I grew up. That is HAL Township.
Okay. So your schooling was in Nasik then, I assume?
Yes, my schooling was entirely in Nasik. So as I told you, I did my junior KG in Nasik city in Marathi medium. And then due to my health issues, I wouldn't keep too well because of the pollution and I had some health issues. So my dad decided to move to HAL because the HAL colony was really away from the city. It is 20 kilometers, towards the north of Nasik.
Achha.
And it had very clean environment and everything. So, and then we also had the facility of HL Hospital. So that would save my dad a lot of trips, from going time and again to hospital. So that is why we moved to HL, and that became my hometown. And as I told you, like I have fond memories of that place.
तो हम आएंगे उसके ऊपर, हम आपके फॉन्ड मेमोरीज के बारे में भी बात करेंगे, लेकिन पहले ये बताइए कि नासिक, आई वुड हैव थॉट वहाँ पोल्यूशन का इशू शायद नहीं होगा, बिकॉज यू आर टॉकिंग लाइक व्हाट 80s 90s आई एम अज्यूमिंग और 70s आई एम नॉट श्योर 70s, yeah. So उस टाइम में नासिक में पोल्यूशन होता था?
We lived in the heart of the city, which is called Ravivar Karanja, and there would be a lot of traffic, and so HL was a much cleaner place, non-polluted. It had big playgrounds, in around every quarters. In between, there would be a big playground, and main was the HL hospital, because of which my dad took that decision that, Nasik is definitely clean as compared to other cities like Delhi and Mumbai, but
Agree, right.
HL has even more cleaner environment as compared to Nasik city.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so tell us about the fond memories that you were talking about from childhood.
So, HL is a place where I grew up, like right from my senior KG until I completed my MBA. I lived in that house. Like we did change some quarters, but I lived in HL, and it is a community of people from different parts of India. So right from the beginning, like I had friends from all over the country. I had Kannada friends, I had Bengali, Punjabi, Malayali friends. So and growing up with them was such a wonderful thing, because when I actually left Nasik, I got to know that there are communal problems between people. There are fights which go on between Hindus and Muslims. I didn't know this earlier. So that was the kind of environment I grew in. So our school and my batch of 10th, that was the biggest batch. So and like all notorious kids in our batch, you can say. So I do have very fond memories of my childhood in HL.
So आप भी notorious थे?
No, not at all. So I was a very obedient child. I would always whatever my parents would tell me, I would do that. I would never try to upset them. And ऐसे किसी की भी I would not किसी को छेड़ती नहीं थी ऐसे. I अपने काम से काम रखती थी. But I would always be with friends and enjoy with them. So and I was always a teacher's pet because of my height. I had to sit on the first bench always. So maybe after a few years, like I was on the second or third bench, but teachers never missed me. So I had to be that, chup-chapsi and obedient kid in the class and around.
So any specific incidents from your school days that you remember, which you would like to share, which is like stayed in your head forever?
Let me think about, I have, okay, let me tell you that until my 6th standard, like I was a very quiet child. Like I would, whatever group activities hote the, sirf usi mein main participate karti thi. I would never go, and do anything individually ki I will, participate in singing or dancing, like individual aise kuch bhi nahi karti thi. But I think it was in my 6th standard that I thought ki why can't I get, first, why can't I come first in my class, or why don't I score like full marks? So I started thinking, and I asked one of my friend, like Prachi Mate, like she's my friend, like, and I asked her ki, Prachi, how do you study? So she said, when there is exam, like I go through everything, I study, and that is how I score marks. And though I was, a very obedient child, I wouldn't say I was very disciplined in, studying, and especially history, English, languages, like ye mujhe bahut boring lagta tha. I loved math, I loved science, and history, geography also were not my favorite subjects. So I would like where you could prove things, okay, this is equal to this, or where you could get just to the point answers. So that is why I loved math and science, and languages and history and all were not my favorite subjects. But after talking to Prachi, like I thought, okay, let's try and study this way. कि exam है तो उसके पहले study करते हैं, and then suddenly my grades changed. Like I started, coming second in class. But एक दुख है मुझे, मैं कभी first नहीं आई. I was always second, so वो एक इच्छा मेरी पूरी नहीं हुई स्कूल में.
I see. Okay. So tell me one thing, that other than studies, what kind of dreams you had growing up? क्या क्या बनने के सपने देखे? क्योंकि बचपन में इंसान सिर्फ एक ही सपना थोड़ी देखता है.
Yeah, you're right. And वैसे भी मैं सपने बहुत देखती हूँ. So
good, अच्छी बात है. That's good.
Yeah. So I think initially the first dream was of becoming a doctor. So like I probably lived with that dream key, and I would like, the amount of respect, because I told you, like I had a condition called as VSD. So I had a hole in my heart, and my parents so my parents wanted to make sure that, by age of 12, like it is gone, like I am completely recovered. So I would have, upper respiratory tract infections, very every now and then I would fall sick. And that is why they wanted to make sure that, I stay healthy, and basically that condition goes away. And it happened. Like I did recover. So like after like I was all okay and all, I started participating in sports. So then the doctors asked me to actually participate in sports and swim and, do all these extracurricular activities. So until then, like I was not too outgoing. Like I was more, I would take it a little easy. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to your hobbies and extracurricular activities, what all were you involved in?
So like in school, after, I think 6th, I started playing basketball, and we had a very strong team. Like we had Khandikar sir karke the wahan par, who would teach us basketball. But then we already had a strong team there. But how basketball helped me is in improving my long distance running. And I did win some medals in cross country. So basketball really helped me with that, because it helped me keep up my stamina. I think for my school, I only went to 2 matches, I think, for basketball as such. But the amount of stamina that it helped me increase. So like I really loved. So I would participate in all kinds of athletics, like running long jump, sprints, and long distance running. So I did that a lot during my school days, and a little bit during my college also, because I told you, like I just changed buildings. So wo colony mein, right from KG to bachelor's tak, there were different buildings. So I just kept changing buildings there.
Okay. So I'm assuming that you were doing this after your heart condition was cured, because
Yes.
with the heart condition, it would have been difficult to do basketball and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for that condition, like I would, like I had to take a lot of Penidur injections, which were really very painful. And also, after all that was done, and doctor said that, I can go ahead and indulge in all these activities. That is when I started, actually in like playing basketball or participating in athletics. And then in school, like I, like any singing, like Swagat Geet Gana hai or anything. So I remember I had sung Vaishnava Janato for Gandhi Jayanti, and participated in dramatics. So I started a little late again there. So I was a prefect in 9th, and I think it is in 9th standard that I participated in elocution, dramatics, everything. So, and I got awards and everything. So I think that 9th standard was actually a big change for me. Yeah, it was a turning point.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about who in your family influenced you the most. I mean, of course, your parents were there, but what kind of family did you grow up with? I mean, was it just your parents, your family, or do you have an extended family? And who influenced you the most?
So I think all those people who were in my life have, influenced me in some way or the other. So I grew up. So while I was in Nasik, my atya and my kaka, like my dad's elder sister and his brother, like we would stay together, and I was very fond of them. And my atya, she was a very good singer. She would sing on Jalgaon radio station, and she would do a lot of shows and all. And my kaka was he's very close to me, and we share a very nice bond. So like I would make him wear one shirt, and then I would ask him to take me for a walk. And whether that shirt was washed or no, he would wear it just for me and take me out for a walk while I was in Nasik. And even today, I have a very nice bond with my kaka. My atya is no more in this world now, but she also pampered me a lot during my childhood. But as we moved to HL Township, since my uncle was working in VIP, like Blue Blast Industries in Nasik, he had to stay there. My atya also, she had her singing career, so she stayed in Nasik. But like my family, and then my grandmother was with us, and my youngest atya, she would also stay with us. So I grew up in a bigger family. It was not a nuclear family, just my mom, dad, me, and my sis, but it was all these people, and they have had a big influence on me. I would like to tell a small story about my grandmother. Like, she was widowed when she was 28 years of age. And at that, my grandfather would work in Indian Railways, and he was posted in Jabalpur. So, and his brother was also there. He would work in gun carriers factory in Jabalpur. So when my grandfather passed away, my grandmother went to Nagpur. She did a midwife course, and then she worked as a midwife and leaving her kids with her brother-in-law and sister-in-law. So she has worked really hard, and she made sure she was providing, money for education of her kids. And it was not that my dad's uncle and aunt were not taking care of them, because they did not have kids, and they were more than glad to take care of them. But my grandmother, she was very, very clear that she has to earn for her kids. And she made sure, like she would travel, to all the small places in Mandla district, like Kanha-Kisli and all these places. And she made sure she was sending money for their education. And she had 12 siblings, and because they were so many, like she couldn't continue her education, and that is why she wanted to make sure, my dad and my uncle, aunt, everyone took proper education.
I see. Oh, that's a very inspiring story. Yeah, very, very inspiring. So you mentioned about your younger sister. How young? How old? I mean, what is the age difference between you and your sister?
She's 4 years younger to me.
Okay, so how was your relationship with your sister?
I think when we were young, like we would fight a lot, like on everything, usko kyun diya, mujhe kyun nahi diya, why does she need that, why don't I? And my parents were, pehle se, like whatever we do, we are going to do equal for both of you. Like, so it was like that Sita and Geeta. Like, even if they would buy dresses, they would be exactly identical, like same design, maybe slightly different color, and both of us would never like it, like, and though today we go and buy pajamas for the whole family, which are, like that Bhagre Ki Duniya, like same design and material and everything. But those times I would really hate it, like when, both of us had the same dress, because jahan bhi jaate the, people would recognize, oh, these two are sisters. So that was the fun part. And we would fight a lot over small things, but I think once I left Township, like I left Township. Yeah, I really started missing her. And she is a very sweet and शांत है वो, बहुत लड़की मुझसे. So
आपसे भी ज़्यादा शांत है. मुझे
so if you feel I'm very shant, you have not seen me. So yeah, but Rupa is very, very shant, and she was going to join the call. I don't know if she is here. But
is her name Swarup?
Yeah.
Swarup Patrikar. Okay, then she is here. Let me get her in.
Okay.
Hi, Swarup.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
So तुम मुझे पहले नैना ये बताना कि you call her Rupa. So her name is Swarup, but you call her Rupa.
No,
What's the story
so the
behind
thing
that?
is that yeah, so her name is Rupa only because जो मेरे like परांस पे में जब तक वो परांस पे थी तब तक वो रूपा थी and
अच्छा
because in my sasural everyone's name start with S letter they changed it to Swarupa and then and the like our passport authorities they cut that A at the end of her name and so now it is Swarup.
Everybody got a chance to change my name.
I know. I know. Well, first of all, thank you very much, Rupa. I will call you Rupa because that's your.
Yeah, you can call me Rupa. I love
So-
people calling me Rupa. So many less.
Okay,
people
so
call me.
first of all, thank you very much for coming on Ruburu and joining our show. And as Naina already mentioned, the bonding that you guys have had, other than the fighting that you did, which every sisters that I know of, like I have two younger sisters. Now I have two daughters, and that is very common. That when they are growing up, they are going to fight. But the bonding that gets created after the next stage of
Yeah.
your life, that's very, very strong bonding. Because both my sisters right now, they're like this. Like you cannot separate them. So I believe that's what the relationship between you and Naina is, Rupa.
Yeah, of course. That is how it is.
So tell us a little bit. I mean, Naina has mentioned a little bit. Now I would like you to mention a little bit about Naina and your relationship with her and how the journey has been so far.
I would like to say she's like my second mother here. My mom is in India, but she's here. There's an incident like a few years back in 2013. I had a spinal fusion done, and my son was like 2 years old at that point of time. When the doctor told, "Oh, you have to go through a surgery," I just gave her a call. I told Naina, "You have to come here because somebody has to take care of Shubh."
Correct.
And so I was really worried that how will he stay and all. Naina landed at that time I was in Charlotte. So she landed in Charlotte and my son didn't even look at me. As soon as she entered in the house, he was with her. And it gave me, I felt a little bit bad that he forgot me, but it gave me so much of relief that now when I am in the hospital, he's going to be in the more safer than me also at times because
That's true.
she took very good care of him and he is so much attached to her. He probably talks to Naina's daughter Jahnavi every day, literally every day. We get to know
So
about
sweet.
each other more nowadays from our kids. And my son will come and say, "Oh, Naina Maushi is doing this. Naina Maushi cooked this," and I get to know because of my son. So it feels good that not only me and Naina are connected, but our kids are also equally connected now. I had moved after I got after a year after I got married, and after almost 3 or 4 years, Naina moved here, and I was the happiest person because I was feeling quite left out. And when she moved here, oh, thank God, now I have a family here. So it is really great. Naina is a dynamic person in our family. If she puts hand in something, she's going to succeed. And I always say that she's the बेटी नहीं बेटा है हमारे घर का Naina. Like my dad.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Yeah, my dad always talks very highly about her and he's always proud of her. Like he'll say, Naina, she's doing this. I remember when she was in India and she was working for Prudential ICICI. At that point of time, she was a AVP. I'm sure if she would have been working right now, she would have been a CEO or something. She is very, very dynamic.
Wow.
And I'm so proud to have her as my sister. And I'll always look up to her. Like, it's good to have somebody, your elder sister, it's so good, doing so great in life. It really makes you feel good. And she's a good mother
Awesome.
also. The way she's bringing up her daughter and her son is amazing. I always keep learning. And she'll say, did you do this? Why don't you do this with your son? And I'm like, yeah, I should start doing that. It's like, I brush up myself. Okay, I have to do that. So at times it's good that she's here and she's telling me, oh, did you start this? Why don't you do this with him? And then I'll go, okay, let's start with that. I should do this. So it's really good. And
Wow.
I'm so happy to have her in my life. Yeah.
Thank you for the
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rupa, for sharing that story with all of us. Really very inspiring. As mentioned, Naina is inspiring to
She
everybody.
is.
So thank you very much. Naina, do you want to say anything before we move on?
No, I think Rupa is exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, I'm equally lucky to have her as my younger sister, and God bless Touchwood. May this not rain like this always.
All right. So thank you very much, Rupa. We will
Thank you
move
for
on
having
with the
me.
rest of the session. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
So Naina, so now you said your dream was to become a doctor, and in India, as they say, when you are completing your 12th grade, it's basically your turning point in your life, right? So what happened at that point?
So I wanted to be a doctor until my 10th grade, but then I found that my inclination was more towards engineering, and that is where
Okay, I see.
So I realized that being a doctor is not my cup of tea. Like I think more from a engineering perspective, and I missed my chance, because of some stupid reason, I did not apply to the engineering college, and then I didn't want to go to the other engineering college where I would have to pay some donation, and it was not so much at that time. I was getting probably a seat through NCC. I did my NCC C certificate. I was getting a seat through NCC, but then I thought it was not right to take that seat when I didn't have too good marks, because I was taking somebody else's seat, and I think that was really stupidity on my part. And I ended up doing BCS, that is Bachelor's of Computer Science, and today I regret, because a 4-year degree counts in US more than a 3-year degree. So
I don't think that's the case anymore. I think they changed it to they are accepting 3 years graduation now, I think. But
yeah, so
yes, when we came in, that time it was not the case. You're right.
Yeah, but I think, but I still feel that I should not have thought so much. I should have gone. I should have done engineering, and I did the same thing. Like, again, I wanted to do MCS, and I ended up doing MBA. And so I think I just changed my line completely. So,
okay. So,
Ashish, I want to ask: is my dad here? Like, dad and mom, are they here?
The only person I see is Pushparaj. I don't see your dad.
Yeah, he's my childhood friend. Okay, so I think can we get Pushparaj in, because maybe my mom and dad.
Yes, of course. Let me get him in. Hello, Pushparaj.
Hi, Ashish. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Yeah. Hi, Naina.
Hey, hi, Pushparaj. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you very much for joining us today on Rubaru and sharing some lovely stories about Naina.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how long have you known Naina, and if there are any interesting stories that you would like to share. Please do that.
Okay. Naina told you about 9th standard, right? She changed her life. Same with me. 9th standard. Even I had a change in my life. Same thing. We both were short height. Same thing. We played basketball. Same thing. We were in NCC. Same thing. We were in elocution. Same thing. We were in dramatics. Right. So what happens is in one drama in 9th standard, she became my mother. In the other drama, and the other drama in Marathi, she became my wife, my queen. Right. And as a matter of fact, I think we both got the best actor and actress of the evening in that drama, right, Naina?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
So that the turning point was I got a very good friend at that time, and the story still continues. Like, we were a good, a very nice bond we had. She was a confidant for me. I used to tell her many things. She knew a lot of that crushes and all that secrets and all that she had, right? So what happens is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, until today, till her after she got married, she comes down to Nasik. I stay in Nasik, so she comes down to Nasik. We meet often. So best point about her is what I feel, what the best quality she has. She's ambitious. She is determined, and she is versatile. Like, what she wants to do, some different things. Like, I think nowadays she's doing some cooking stuff, right, Naina?
Cooking, gardening, RJing. She's doing a lot.
RJing, yeah. Like, I envy her. I have got the same qualities. Like, I think we are peers. Like, I could have done all this, but I envy her ki how she is doing. Now also my parents are they're seeing on Facebook live. Okay, my old parents are seeing like how Naina is doing. You also do. So I always envy her for that. Otherwise, if you take her, she is a very good person. Like अच्छाई होती है ना, वो है उसमें, like वो typical cunning characters and you cannot believe, like विश्वास नहीं रख सकते, ऐसे टाइप की नहीं है. She is a good person. That is the main qualities you don't find in people easily nowadays, right?
Okay.
And rest all things like what I feel is her family is also a good bond to me. When I used to go for my engineering and Naina was doing her graduation in Nashik, we used to come for our what you call that, vacations, and every day we used to meet her every day. And we had that typical symbol when we used to go near her house. We had that typical symbol of calling her. So like she knew it's her friends. Yeah.
What is this?
That's how it's only a sound. No, it's only a sound like. So she used to come down. So we all friends, Naina, Rosaline, we are 5 or 6, so we are a good group. So we had a good bonding. We used to go to the house. It was not like a typical friendship. Go to some hotels, go to some cafes. We used to go to the house, talk, have coffee, share our thoughts, share our ideas. So it was a very nice bond. And rest all is like she has become a great person now. So I envy her, and I always be envying her for that.
So just to add to that, Ashish, like my Rosie, like she couldn't be on the call today. Rosie is my best friend, like from childhood. And I think in township, everybody knew that agar Rosie hai to Naina rahegi, uske saath, ya agar Naina hai to Rosie rahegi.
Okay.
And Rosie is very tall, like I was the short one. So, and I had a dog, like hum use ghumane ke liye har evening ko le jate the. So everybody knew Rosie and Naina ka jodi, like they knew. And the same was with Pushparaj. Like Pushparaj is also my childhood friend, and like a very nice person. Like even when I left township, even then Pushparaj, Abhijit, like all these friends, they have gone and checked with my dad and mom if they needed something, and even today they are in touch. Even during COVID times,
So nice.
He has come back to me saying, Naina, let me know if you want anything. He's been calling my mom and dad, so that is such a great support for me. And
Really, yeah, that's really commendable.
My dad is a very friendly person. So I think Pushparaj is more, he's our family friend. Like dad, mom ka bhi friend hai wo.
And what she was telling about Rosaline and she walking around, jokingly, my dad used to tell Beauty and the Bodyguard going together. Like Rosaline was very tall and Naina was short. So that was a joke in our house. Yeah.
Kya baat hai. Wow. Thank you, Pushparaj, for sharing these wonderful memories with all of us. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Ashish.
All right,
bye, Nani.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
So Naina, so then you eventually ended up doing your bachelor's in computer science, and then you did your MBA. That entire thing was also in Nashik, I believe.
That was in Nashik. So again, like my dad's dream was I should do MSc in chemistry or something and then do a teacher's job. So that was my dad's thing, like from beginning. And then
why was that?
I don't know. He generally felt that for women, like a teaching job is very good, and so he always wanted me to do some MSc and all, and then PhD and teach. So, and I was not those kind. Like mujhe teaching se bahut like I wouldn't like to teach. But during my college days, I did take tuitions. Like to earn my pocket money, I would take tuitions. So kids around, like they would come to my house for tuitions. But then after, we took a home loan, like my daddy started going to HDFC, and then he felt that, like my daughter should work in HDFC. So I don't know, like from where he got these ideas, but he wanted me to work in HDFC. And like even when I was doing my MBA, I wanted to do operations research, but operations research was not offered in my college. And so I ended up taking finance because my dad told that if nothing, you will at least take care of your own finances. So take finance now. So and by the time I did my MBA, it was 97. So Harshad Mehta scam ho gaya tha in the market. Yeah, people were not getting jobs and all. But I did get a placement in Karvi Consultants, where I had done my summer project. I did get a final placement. So I would say I was a lucky one to get into a finance job at that point of time.
Very nice. And that was also in Nasik?
No,
Job
that
was
was
in
in
Nasik?
no, that was in
That
Mumbai.
was in Mumbai. So your
after
entire life you have stayed in Nasik and then suddenly you have to go to Mumbai. How was that feeling and what is the story behind that?
You know what? I love Mumbai. So when I did my summer project with Karvi Consultants, like I loved it so much. तो ऐसे मुझे मुंबई में ऐसा पैर रखते ही I feel like, you know, क्या करे और क्या ना करे. Like I really love that life. And after Karvi, like I worked with ICICI Prudential. So I would say my dad का सपना पूरा हो गया कि if not HDFC, I was with ICICI.
Something ICICI, right?
Yes. So, and it was a joint
How long were
venture
you in
with-
Mumbai?
In Mumbai, I was for 1.5 years.
I see. Okay. Sorry, you were talking about the joint venture?
Yeah, so it was a joint venture between Prudential Corporation of UK and ICICI Limited. So Prudential Corporation was UK, of UK is none other than the World Cup, the first World Cup that we won, 1983 wala. So this was my
Yes.
marketing line, you know. Prudential Corporation is the one who had sponsored the World Cup in 1983, and
Right.
so
Right.
like I have fond memories of World Cup.
Right. So how were your days in Mumbai in those 1.5 years? Because coming from Nasik, Mumbai की local train में कभी चढ़ा?
Yeah, I traveled a lot in local train.
So what was your experience about staying in Mumbai and getting into the local train? Because there is a famous saying about Mumbai local trains that आप चढ़ जाओगे, कहाँ उतरोगे वो आपको पता नहीं है और कैसे उतरोगे आपको पता नहीं है.
So that is true, and but somehow I never had a problem. So while I was working in Karvi, like I would go to Andheri, so it was, you know, in the opposite direction. But इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि but you know there was still a lot of rush in the trains, and मैं छतरी लेके जाती थी कि अगर किसी ने कुछ किया तो वो छतरी में पहले घुसाती थी और फिर मैं अंदर चढ़ जाती थी. So I always had an umbrella in my
Very
hand.
nice.
So but it was fun. Like I enjoyed, you know, traveling in that train because fortunately I didn't have to, you know, stay in a hostel or something. I was staying with my Mausi in Dadar, and Dadar was right at the central, like at the Gokhale Ranade Road का जो crossing है वहाँ पर मैं थी. So from there I had to walk to Dadar station, take a train to Andheri, then take a bus from Andheri station to Veera Desai Road, which was where Karvi office was. So
Right.
I think 1.5 saal Mumbai mein rehkar, like I had learned the way to live there. So so I absolutely had no problem
And-
adjusting.
Okay. And you mentioned that the moment you put your step into Mumbai, you just love it. What is it about Mumbai that you love?
I love the spirit of people there. Like there are so many problems in everyone's life, but the way they don't stop living, they still enjoy life in whatever they have. I truly love that spirit. And for working, like I like to live in Mumbai for working. Like I feel the work life in Mumbai, there's no work-life balance. But वहाँ जाते ही, you know, like because I wanted to work in a finance company, so हमारा resume लेकर, you know, I had visited all these companies in Nariman Point, and सब घूम कर सब जगह we had given our resumes. And finally, when I got a job, I wanted to make sure that I do well in that job. So I had a small stint with a DSA of Citibank. So that was also through a placement from my college. But it did not, I did not stay there for long because Karvi offered us a much better, you know, position as management trainees. And so I quit that and I went there. And it is in Money Managers India Limited, which was a DSA of Citibank, that I was actually doing a lot of direct calls. And I would visit Citibank offices. And the moment you step into that office, I would feel, yeah, this is the place where I want to work. So that is why, like my dreams of, you know, having a workplace like Citibank or ICICI, I have those memories. And that is why, like, and I feel people are constantly working. And I did that too. Like, through Karvi, I had worked in Reliance Mutual Funds office, and then I worked at ICICI, and it was such amazing. Like I like the amount of focus that people have on work. They get things done. I really love that spirit.
And what about Bollywood? Because I know that you loved music and now you are an RJ. At what point did you get influenced by Bollywood?
So I will give that credit to my Ajji, like my grandmother, because she would watch a lot of movies on Sunday. Sunday ko aati thi, right? Movies, and she would watch a lot of TV and all. So my dad would always say jokingly, "Ki abhi that lady, she did namaskar to you, and she's saying go. Fir bhi you're not putting the TV off." Like, so I think that is when like election time, do teen movies dikhate the, and we would really love them. Ki are chalo abhi like. So when those election results beach mein aate the, it was sort of a like kya bolte hai, it was a disturbance for us, like, because it would break that train of the movie. And I enjoyed watching those 3 movies, like one after other during elections. And then there was this wave of renting VCRs and watching films. We did a lot of that in the colony. So I remember seeing Tezab, Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak in our colony, because we had just one theater which was called Kino Theater, because there was, Kino means theater in Russian. So because there were a lot of Russians in township, because the MIG technology is Russian technology. And so we had Russians there, and influenced by that, like that, theater there was called Kino, but then there would be hardly few movies. So tabhi wo renting a VCR and then watching movies ka bahut fad tha. And I saw that. And then when I came to Mumbai, I got to meet a lot of these, actors and all. So during my stint with Money Managers India Limited, I remember one of my colleagues, like, he had taken me to this, Dilip Chhabria is the car designer, right? So he had taken me to his factory in Andheri Seats, I remember. And then in Andheri, next to Karvi's office, Jagjit Singh had bought an office in Andheri Industrial Estate. And there was Rajat Kapoor. So I think he's also a designer. So he had an office in Andheri or behind Andheri Industrial Estate. So hum lunchtime mein ghumte, like, we would see them. And then I think I had seen Archana Zobrekar once in, like Andheri only. I think it was in Andheri where we had seen her. So I think I came across, a lot of these Bollywood celebrities and all. And Pushkar Shrotri, like, I worked with him in Money Managers. So, and he would tell, I'm going to be featured in one serial and all. And today he's such a big personality. So.
Right, I see. So that's how you know him, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on from Mumbai now. 1.5 years in Mumbai, then what happened?
Then, like, so my parents, the day I finished MBA, my parents were very clear that they want to look for a suitable alliance for me. So दूसरे दिन मेरी mom मुझे पुणे लेके गई थी. तो कैसे वैसे मैंने 1 साल तक, I rejected some people, and then my dad sees horoscope. So I told him that, बाद में तुम ऐसे कुछ नुक्स निकालोगे कि ये नहीं देखा पहले. So why don't you match horoscopes, and then I will, see those guys. But then my horoscope didn't match with so many horoscopes. So then we had very limited choice. And then जो पहला ही लड़का देखा, like, I was so scared that time कि, how, like, my MBA exam was over. The second day in Pune, I was like, I was probably seeing a guy whom I would probably marry, and मैंने तो मना कर दिया पहले इसमें ही. And my mom and dad were furious कि what was wrong with that guy? Why did you say no? So I said no, like, मैं कुछ ऐसे, नुक्स निकाल दी थी, नहीं, उसका नाक ही टेढ़ा है, या बाल ही कम है, या बाल ही ज्यादा है, उसने तेल ही लगाया है. So I mean, my parents were fed up, like. So finally they said ki, okay, like, after 1 year they said, now you look for yourself, and we are not going to look for a guy. And then tabhi Rajesh ka horoscope, like, some of our relatives sent it, and like when my dad had actually given up on me, So horoscope, since it matched, and then I went to see him, and then it so happened that we decided we'll get married, and it is because of my wedding that I moved to Pune. Otherwise, probably I would have continued in Mumbai.
So from Mumbai you moved to Pune. How long were you in Pune?
I was in Pune for 10 years.
Oh, wow. 10 years is a very long time. So what was your journey in Pune? Again, you were working for some bank over there?
So ICICI Prudential was such a nice organization. So when they got to know, like, I am, moving to Pune, they said, don't quit. We are planning to open an office there. And since I was one of the person who had set up the operations for our West branch, they said your experience will be good to open a branch in Pune. So actually, when I took leave in December, they asked me to join directly in Jan. Like, they asked me to join in the Pune office. So because I was going there, ICICI opened a branch there, and I could work in Pune then.
Oh, okay, all right. So you stayed with Prudential throughout your career in Pune or Mumbai, basically.
Yeah, but the reason being that ICICI, like, earlier I was handling customer service and operations. Then I moved to, handling agency business for ICICI. And over a period of time, like, I went into sales, and then by the time I quit, I was a retail sales and distribution head for rest of Maharashtra region. So I remember when I had come to Pune, I was telling Rajesh that I want to be the branch head for this branch. And fortunately, ICICI gave me that opportunity towards the end. And at that time, it was a much bigger branch. And it was also handling all these other locations in Maharashtra. So
wow, that's very commendable. Awesome, then. That's really great. Okay. So now, how did the US happen?
So my job in ICICI Prudential was so hectic because I would travel in Maharashtra doing all these presentations and all, and Rajesh would travel outside India.
Okay.
So there were at times that we have met at the airport. So I was really fed up of the travel, and Tanay was just 3.5 years old, and Janvi was 8. So, like, we thought we should probably take a decision. And we had not moved to US because my mom-in-law was arthritic and she was bedridden. So we didn't want to leave her and come to US and all. But fortunately, my sister-in-law, who's a doctor, like, she moved from Lasalgaon to Pune. And, she said that if you want to pursue opportunities outside, I'll be there here with mom. So that is when Rajesh had an opportunity at TCS in Cincinnati, because TCS opened an office in Cincinnati, and that is how in 2008 we moved here. And I was more than happy to take a break because I continued working with ICICI because I had joined before my wedding, and through both the kids, and until I moved to US, I was working with them. So it was a good break for me to finally take some rest and spend time with kids.
Right. So when you moved here to Cincinnati, what was your experience like? This was the first time you were leaving India, I'm assuming, right? And going to a different country.
Yeah, maybe for living for such a long time, but in my career in ICICI Prudential, ICICI sent me to Dubai, they sent me to Bangkok, and they also sponsored my trip to West Indies for the 2007 World Cup.
Oh, so, very nice. Awesome. That is great. Did they know that you love cricket?
They didn't know that I loved cricket, but it was not why they sent me. They had a lot of these contests going on. So and those contests were for our business partners, like our agents and bankers and all who would sell mutual funds. So along with them, they would send employees, and they did send me to Bangkok. They did send me to West Indies. So I'm really thankful to that company because they did incentivize me for my work by sending me to these places.
US में भी कुछ कर देते नहीं, but you did not want it. You wanted a break, right?
No, ICICI Prudential is not in US. But
okay,
yeah,
okay.
but when I left, my boss did tell me that अगर हमने वहाँ branch खोला, तो we will definitely call you, and that was very nice of him to say that. But yeah, ICICI Prudential is not here.
Okay, okay. But there is a Prudential Tower in Boston. I don't know if that's the same Prudential that I know of.
No,
I mean,
that is
it might be a
Prudential.
different.
No,
That's
that is
what, sorry?
that's a Prudential, insurance
Oh, yeah,
from
that is
US.
insurance. You're right. Correct. That's insurance. You're right.
Even
Okay.
the Prudential Corporation of UK is basically into insurance, but that belongs to UK Prudential Corporation, whereas this is Prudential Insurance from US. So they are different companies.
Okay. So then you decided to take a break and you were enjoying the US and you were taking care of the kids. And so are you working now or are you still on that break?
No, I'm working now. So in 2013, I decided to start working again, and then I had my EAD and all also. So I started working with Cincinnati Insurance as a business analyst. So I found it difficult to find a job again in finance because you need a lot of certifications or licenses basically, and so I found it easy to get a job through in IT, like doing business analysis. And I did have I was BCS, so like I had bachelor's in computer science, so that did help. And so that is how I started off as a business analyst with Cincinnati Insurance. And in 2016, I joined APF, that is Advanced Fear Foods, which was taken over by Tyson. So now I work in sales operations with Tyson Foods.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Rajesh, because I know that without his support, you would not have been able to do what you were doing, and vice versa. I mean, of course, without your support, he would not be able to do what he wanted to do. So tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, so Rajesh has been a great support right from beginning. I told you his mom was arthritic and she was bedridden, and like right from the beginning, he has supported me in everything. Like he has supported me in handling home as well as my job outside. So my job in ICICI Prudential was really challenging because we would come up with a new fund every month, and a new fund meant going and making presentations in the evening, like to our distributors. All those times, Rajesh would, come home early. He would take care of kids, and I was able to step out of the house and attend to all these sales conferences and presentations and promotions. So if it wasn't for him, I would not have been able to take up all those responsibilities.
Right.
And even after coming here, like I do a lot of things, like Rupa just mentioned about, or I think Pushparaj mentioned about my cooking business. So 2 years back, Seema Inamdar, my friend, and I started off with this cooking thing. Like we thought, okay, let's try and do catering because you do not get Maharashtrian food here.
That's
and
true.
So we thought, okay, let's cater Maharashtrian food. So we started off with that, and Rajesh supported that as well. And even today, when I spend so much time, like preparing for my programs as a RJ, like he is managing, the home or looking after kids. And now kids are grown up; they can take care of themselves. But he has always been very supportive. He has never said, "Don't do this," or and at times I think he gets burdened because of my ambitions. But he has been.
Okay, so now tell us a little bit about Cincinnati. What do you love about Cincinnati, and how has your experience been in the past, I guess, 12, 13 years?
So I find Cincinnati just like HL Township.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it is a place like HL Township, very quiet here. Our friend circle is not just Maharashtrians, but it's all over, like all people from all over India are our friends. I really love that. And then earlier I would stay in Montgomery. So there was this Blue Ash airport closer to it. I would hear all those, test flights, or, those flights. And I'm so used to hearing those noises because
Okay.
I stayed in HEL.
Right.
And so that was very dear to me. And I just love Cincinnati. It is because it is exactly like township. And, my company was asking me to move over to Arkansas. And
Oh,
I have been
okay.
finding reasons to not move there because I have such a nice group of friends here. And now we have the, Bharat FM family. And I just don't feel like leaving this place. And then, see, like we have snow, but it is not too much like my sister has in Minneapolis. We just have snow just enough, like 4 or 5 times a
Enough to
year.
enjoy everything, right?
Yes, exactly.
We don't want to be shoveling every single day,
Exactly.
right? I would agree to that because I have lived in Boston and I can easily compare the difference between living in Cincinnati and Boston. So yeah, I can.
Yeah, and you had asked me one question about people who influenced me in life.
Hmm.
So, and I think I just talked to you about my grandma, but there are two more ladies who have influenced me in my life. And the other person is my mom. So she got married when she was doing her second year BA. So after I was born, she completed her third year. So she became BA. And when I think I was in my third grade, she did a course for, uh, you know, she did a course from Pune, from Kamayani, which is a actually institute for, which teaches you how to handle mentally retarded kids. So she did that course when I was in third grade. So she lived for one entire year in Pune while my grandma was taking care of both of us, me and Rupa. So she did that course, and then for 35 years she worked in a school called as Asha Niketan in HL, which which is a school for kids with special needs, and they also run a workshop. So my mother is so patient. She has handled those kids so well, and I think the amount of patience she has, like I think even if I show that kind of patience in life, it'll be great. And somewhere after my BCS, I had said like, okay, I'm not getting admission in MCS, like say without donation, so I will not study further. So she put her foot down and she said, even I have done my post graduation. You are not going to be sitting at home. Go and complete your MBA. So I think I did my MBA because of my mom.
Very nice.
So and even at a later day, like she couldn't finish her education earlier, but she did it after I was born, and then she went ahead and did this course from Kamayani just so that she could run the school, and she worked in that school for 35 years.
Wow.
So
Very nice.
and at times she would come home where kids would bite her, like she had these bite marks, or because they would get violent, and it was not their fault because they would have seizures or something, but she patiently worked with them, and
Wow.
like I have seen the work she has done. So
I mean, that needs a lot of patience. I mean, it's all about being patient. Very nice. Okay.
So this is my mom, and the third is my mom-in-law. So again, education story here. My mom-in-law could not complete her graduation, so she had done whatever 11th standard, like at that time. So after, like her kids were old enough, she did a course in Nagpur, which is BLib, that is bachelor's in librarian, bachelor's in that librarian education, whatever it is. And she stood first in Nagpur University.
Oh, wow.
And just because she had done that course, she would morning, evening, both times on a cycle, she would go and work in the library in Nagpur.
Wow.
So this was the determination that these three ladies had towards education, and making meaningful contribution by using their education. So these three women play a major role in my life.
It's very nice, very, very inspiring stories. And of course, you were bound to get inspired by these wonderful ladies in your family, of course. So, Naina, now we have come to the point where you have to talk a little bit about your RJ journey. At what point did you think that you should try this out? And how has your journey been so far? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I think all the credit goes to Sanjana, because I had never even thought that I will ever be an RJ, because I remember, in one of the Triveni meetings, you had made an announcement also saying that Bharat FM is looking for RJs. So if anyone is interested, come forward. I had not even thought about it. So it is when Sanjana approached me saying, would you be interested? And I was thinking like it was Rakesh Shukla, Nayantara, Sanjana, who have done this for the last 25 to 30 years. They are the pros.
They are veterans. Yeah.
And I was thinking, will I be able to do that? But, I like challenges. So I thought, okay, let me try. Like,
you will fail. How does it matter?
Yeah. And I can give up, but at least I can say that, I tried. Mm-hmm. So that is how I came here. And there I am, I think I'm learning every day. I learn something new. And this midweek motivation, segment that I do. So I know we do morning show, and I chose to do something, which inspires people, because I like to learn about people's journeys. There is definitely something that we can learn. Like today was Archana Munde on the morning show. And,
I was tuned in. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was inspiring to know about her. And then earlier we had Nilesh Chopra, who's again my childhood friend. Right. Who has given a tough fight for, to his injuries and through that, to his disability, I would say. And I think I'm learning so much through this program, and I am motivated and excited to bring new people who have, awesome stories to share on the show. And I would say Ye Sham Mastani is where, I get in touch again with Bollywood music, because I'm stuck in time. I know songs, maybe only till 2000. After that, तो मुझे इतने नहीं पता है गाने. So
आप तो फिर भी 2000 तक पहुंच गए. मेरा तो 1990 के बाद क्या मेरे को प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. Yeah. Okay.
So this is a great way to stay in touch with those songs.
Right. That's true. So. Now coming to the point where do you see yourself in the next few years, both personally, professionally? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? What is your dream basically going forward?
Yeah, so it's my dream to start something on my own. So I have started something in the form of this cooking, catering business. So I don't know where it will go. But I hope I'm able to do something good out of it, and I have some plans. So I will see if I can execute them. But in professional world, I want to keep working, is what I always say, because I don't think I can sit idle. So I would like to keep learning new things, and so professionally, I really don't know where I will land up. I'm still exploring my options here. But I think I would like to get back to sales, because I really enjoy doing sales in ICICI, and I think I can do that really well. So I think maybe in few years, I see myself to be more on the sales side. I mean, not maybe in retail sales and distribution, but somewhere in the sales organization. Mm-hmm. And right now I am connected, in Tyson, I'm in sales operations. But maybe I'll explore more of sales strategy and those areas maybe.
Very nice, very nice. So, where do you see yourself as an RJ? What more are you expecting out of yourself?
So I have just begun my journey. So when I see these RJs, on Mirchi and Radio Mirchi and all. फटाफट बोलते हैं वो. They don't have to think. They don't stutter. And I would like to get that finesse in my RJing, where I can come online and I can still talk fluently and talk meaningful, not just anything. So yeah, there is a lot to learn in this journey. So I'm looking forward towards wonderful, and I'm loving what I'm doing. So.
Excellent. All right, Naina. So we have actually exceeded our time of an hour, but it was a wonderful discussion. And thank you very much once again for coming here and sharing your journey with us and telling all the beautiful stories that you have in your life. Now, is there anything that you think I might have left out and you would like to share before we end the session?
Uh,
I really wanted your dad to be here because I wanted to mention that he is one of the topmost supporter of Bharat FM. I have seen in every single program. He either likes the segment or he comments on the segment. He is kind of always there. So I really wanted him to be there, but for
yeah,
he might be having
yeah,
some
I don't.
technical issues, maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know why he was not able to join, but yeah, my dad really loves Bharat FM, and so he's also very shauqeen of singing because of my aunt. Like my dad, and he sings really well. So he loves all your shows that you anchor, and he always keeps asking me about how is Ashish like you, and how is Ashish Narvekar, and how is Doctor like Ajay Pongshe doing. So he's always in Cincinnati, and I don't think you have ever met him, but
No, I have
you
not.
don't know how much he asks me about you. Like he knows you. Like, "Arey,
I
Jhani, aap
myself
to-"
feel connected to him. I mean, that's why I was telling you that I'm really waiting for your Rubaru so that I finally get to talk to him and meet him. But कोई नहीं, फिर कभी हम बात कर लेंगे. But even I feel connected, and that's the reason I also wanted to.
No, he tells me, अगं नैना तू झा किती छान बोलतो. I really like, I mean, तो त्या सिंगरला खूप छान गायला लावतो. This is what he says. So compliments to you for doing a splendid job there, and he enjoys it.
Thank you very much. Before we end, one thing I wanted to talk about is Pushparaj mentioned that you used to act and you have done some drama in your school days. उसका क्या हुआ?
Yeah, so that is what, like I did act in those dramas and all, but I realized like drama and all is not my cup of tea. Like I did it in school, I did, but I think elocution music is where my interests were more than compared to drama. But yeah, together, we did a good teamwork in that drama, and we also got an award and everything. So, but I don't think I'm too good in drama. It is because overall the drama was very nice. So, but yeah, I would like to tell that in my college, in BCS, when I was doing, in the first year, I had 17 awards during the annual gathering. And the lady who was giving awards, she checked, are you collecting these awards for yourself or are you collecting on someone's behalf? So I had to tell, no, these are my awards. And one funny incident I would like to tell you is that in that gathering, there was a competition called Leher Leher. So this Leher Leher Doordarshan par bhi chalta tha, where you have to sing a song other than your mother tongue. So मैंने Malayalam गाना गाया, उसमें first prize लिया, and then my dad was really worried. He thought ये लड़की ने मलयालम गाना गाया, इसका कोई मलयाली लड़के के साथ चक्कर तो नहीं. So he lost his sleep over that incident, but yeah. So
where did you learn Malayalam from?
So I can understand Kannada completely. I can speak a little bit of Kannada because my neighbors were Kannada, but I can understand Kannada completely. I can understand most of the Indian languages, but I have a lot of Mallu friends, and that's how they taught me that Malayali song, and I was able to.
So you are very fond of languages. Basically, you like to learn different languages.
I'm not too fond of. I understand languages. I think I understand them pretty quickly. So during my college, I also did a course in business German for some time. But I just know ein, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Like I know all that, and wie heißen Sie and all. I can just do a little bit of conversation, but that is
amazing. That is you're super talented. Well, Naina, thank you very much once again for coming on Rubaru and sharing your story. And with that, we come to the end of our show, and we would like to end this show on that note. So, thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Ashish. And this was an excellent opportunity for me to, talk to everyone, because I do audio shows and people don't see us. So thank you for giving this opportunity to me as well.
No problem. Thank you very much. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, welcome and adab. You are listening to Bharat FM, a one-of-its-kind, multilingual, eclectic provider of entertainment, information and news to Indian Americans. Headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, Bharat FM airs shows out of Cincinnati, Chicago and Phoenix. We take pleasure in our ability to cater to your bhakti, chusti, sphurti, shakti and masti needs with our audio and visual shows. Check out bharatfm.com for our online program schedule and archives. I'm sure the content will definitely tickle your senses. Tune in via the 24-hour web streaming on bharatfm.com or via the Bharat FM app. More information can be procured at 513-488-5070.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.